Netcasts you love.
From people you trust.
This is Twit.
I was very intrigued by this. You know, Microsoft has created several different versions of Windows. There's Windows Pro, which is what this is. And then there's Windows 8.1. They call it RT.
Right.
The Surface RT was the first device. A couple of companies like Dell and Lenovo made RT devices and then backed out of the business pretty quickly. Right now, there's only two companies making Windows RT devices. There's Microsoft, the Surface 2, and there's this. This is the Nokia 2520. And I have to say, let me type in my PIN number here. Let me just say, this is a gorgeous looking system. You want it to be brighter? Well, I don't know how to do that. It's Windows. It's too confusing for me. All right, well, let me see if I can turn up the screen brightness just a little bit for you. How about that? I know we're getting a lot of glare. That look good? All right. So, yes, this is a touch screen tablet. If you've looked at the Surface 2, I think you'll agree, while this is actually technically not a lot thinner, it feels thinner because of the Lumia styling. This is very much like Nokia's other Lumia phones with the polycarbonate backs and the curved styling. I like the styling on this, and I think they've done a good job. It has a micro USB connector, USB 3. That's the new USB 3 connector, as well as micro HDMI. Charges, though, with proprietary charging. I really hate seeing that, but it does require a Nokia charger to charge the battery. Good news is you're not going to be doing it very often. 11 hours battery life. It is snappy. In fact, it is benchmark-wise about 50% faster than the competing Surface 2. There's quad-core Snapdragon 800s in here, which is a very fast processor. Now remember, this is RT, so it will not run older Windows software. It will only run the the tiled Metro software that you're used to. I also like a very nice 1080p screen. Some other things that Nokia does very well on their phones, of course, is the camera, and this is a decent camera. 6+ megapixels, Zeiss optics, and it has the Nokia software on it. I think they have some of the best camera software out there, and I really like what Nokia has done with their cameras for their phones. You'll get some of the benefits of that in this. The other thing, of course, it's a big selling point for Windows RT. It comes with desktop, but only one company gets to make desktop apps, and that's Microsoft. It does come with Microsoft Office. That's part of the price, including Outlook. So for a student, this is a great choice. It is a full version of Windows 8.1 RT with Microsoft Office, the full application set that Nokia does so well with, including the Nokia camera, which I think is just
What's the
excellent.
resolution on
it's a
display?
1080p display,
1080p.
so it's a very good looking, as with the Surface 2. It's exactly the same as the Surface 2. That's one thing that Microsoft has improved
You said it
considerably.
Runs quad, so it's
Quad-core 800, very fast.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the Surface 2 runs, but I think it's a Qualcomm chip as well, but I'm not sure. No, it's Tegra 4. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
So that's the difference. You're getting a Qualcomm chip with this and a Tegra with the Surface 2. Now, price, $499 for the 16 gig version. Don't think of storage on these devices because you're mostly working out of the cloud. And here's an interesting little, this could be a pro or con. It doesn't yet have the keyboard. When it gets the keyboard, it'll be a battery keyboard, which means you get another 3 to 5 hours of battery life. This will be the longest battery life tablet out there with the keyboard.
Is that going to be the keyboard that's like a folio
It's
type
like a
that
touch
covers?
keyboard that goes over and just very much like the Microsoft Surface keyboard. The bad news is it's not available yet. The good news is you can get it for free. I think they've extended that offer. It was through December 2nd. If you buy this for $499, you get the $149 keyboard for free when it ships. Who knows when that's going to be.
So like day one bonus sort of thing.
Yeah, kind of like a day one bonus. I have to say, I'm very impressed with this. I do feel like Surface RT is Windows the way Microsoft wants you to enjoy it. I was having a few little crashing problems on some of the
What about
standard apps. This app seems to have been frozen up. This is the content app.
What about the app performance? What's that like?
It's very snappy. This is a fast machine, and that's one thing that I think you'll really like. Remember, though, you're only going to be able to run. See, this app is driving me crazy. Let's get rid of it. Go away, go away, app. Let's show the weather app instead.
That's pretty nice.
I feel like the application performance is pretty snappy. I'm having a little trouble with this machine. I rebooted it right before the show, and you see I've been having these forced crashes. I'm not sure why that is, but you can see the apps that aren't from Microsoft seem to be running just fine. I don't know.
Maybe it's
There's
connectivity
sports.
issues.
It could be connectivity. You know, I'm not going to judge it on that. This
Right.
has not been a problem earlier. I've been using this without these problems earlier. So, pros and cons. The pros are great display, great form factor. I think it looks really good. Nice front-facing camera if you're using Skype, and an even better 6.1 megapixel Zeiss lens on the back. Now, I don't encourage people to take pictures with their tablets, but if you're going to, this is a good camera. Notice also it has NFC built in, and it even tells you where the NFC chip is. On a tablet this size, that's probably a good idea. AT&T and Verizon support LTE with this. You can buy it from either of them or from Microsoft and Nokia directly. LTE works very nicely on it. I do recommend, if you're going to get it from AT&T or Verizon, doing that, because it will save $100 on the total cost, because they give you a subsidized price. It gets it down to $399.
Awesome.
$399, including the keyboard, on AT&T and Verizon with LTE. Gorgeous screen. The only con is it's Windows RT, and it means it doesn't run older Windows applications. If that might be a deal breaker for you. Right. So it's hard for me to say try, buy, or don't buy on this, because in fact, if you know you want a Windows RT tablet, it's a definite buy. This, in my opinion, beats the Surface 2. On the other hand, it's hard for me to recommend Windows RT, because it is a little bit of a different world. You're no longer going to be able to run those Windows 8 Pro apps and so forth. So that's the first decision. Am I going to buy RT? I think for a lot of people, RT, especially as a consumption device, is a good choice.
You think there's going to be more manufacturers jumping onto RT?
No. In fact, I think this is it. In fact, because Nokia is about to be acquired by Microsoft, there will be one company. The question is whether this will survive the acquisition. If Microsoft asks me, I'm going to say kill Surface 2 and keep using the Nokia 2520. This is a great product, a definite buy, if you want to run Windows RT. Very nicely done. I was really excited about getting this. And the other thing is, right now, we only were able to get the black, but there are other colors. There's a beautiful red back. As you know, with Nokia, they like to do the designer colors. So you should check with your local carrier to see if they have the variety of colors that you want. Let me just show you real quickly, just to prove, because in the early days of RT, you couldn't watch Twit content, right? Is that right? Right. I think we can watch OMG Chad and OMG Minecraft right now. Let's just press play and let's see. Can we watch the show? Yes, there he is, Chad, live in living color, moving, talking, walking. It looks great. The video is actually very good on this. Awesome. So I would say a buy if that's the market that you're in for a Surface, or rather a Windows RT.